Alright, welcome back, Pokemon enthusiasts. We're back again. This is the Red Conference, the quarterfinals. It's Brian versus Eoin. As always, this is single elimination format, so whoever loses is kicked out of the tournament. Whoever wins is going on to semifinals to bring up the bracket right here for everyone to see right here. Whoever wins goes on to fight Jarrett, and the winner of that will be going on to face in the finals the winner of the King versus Tristan game, which should be happening later tonight right here. So we've got both of our teams. Both of their teams, I'm very happy to say, are exactly what you would expect to see out of a league match. So as always, I hope you guys are all excited. I'm exceptionally excited. These are some really fun teams, and yeah, let's just get into this. So what do you think, Tristan?
Yeah,
I'll pass it over
I
to you. What
can't
are you
tell you
thinking
how
here?
much
What are you doing?
I can't wait to see how this matches up because we only got to see one match between Owen and Brian
Yep.
this season, contrary to two. And look at this lead.
So we've a very good lead for Brian. I mean, it's an
Oh
expected
yeah,
lead. We've got the Choice Scarf Darmanitan right here. This is a Flame Orb Guts Heracross set, so pretty
versus
interesting.
a Choice Scarf
Yeah,
Darmanitan here.
it is a Choice Scarf Darmanitan. I mean, he can just U-turn out here. He doesn't. You know, in theory, it's a fairly safe play for him right here. Leading off with Heracross, I agree with that to an extent, because even though Scarf Darmanitan as a lead is almost always a very good lead, he's got really good switch-ins to it being the Alomomola, and he also has the potential Piloswine as a lead as well. He has the potential, just as the Alomomola in the back, just in general. It threatens this as a lead. I don't think it's Helmet Alomomola, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's leftovers? Yeah, it
I
is leftovers,
believe,
so he's
yeah,
not going to
it's
be chipping away
leftovers.
with the Rocky Helmet if he switches into the U-turn right here, but Alomomola is still pretty safe just in general. So,
Oh, he stayed
oh
in.
my, oh my god. Oh, yo, Owen's got balls of steel. This man is just reckless right here. This man's reckless. So, let me see. It's Facade and then just all-out attacks. Oh, it's sub... Oh, wait, yo, that's fire! It's sub SD. Yo, sub SD, Facade, and close combat. I like it. Yeah, this is exactly
Um,
what you would expect to be
So
seeing in a
I
playoffs.
think Owen's going to be going for that just basically free sub right now.
Well, I
He
mean, you say
got
free, but he just stayed in on a Darminitan, so that's a
well.
well-earned sub if I've ever seen one. But I mean, like I
Oh,
said, the
well
U-turn
earned.
is pretty much the most likely play you would be seeing the first turn. Honestly, getting a sub up is just really nice because, like, what exactly is going to want to come in right here? The floor just isn't going to want to be coming in because it's going to have to be taking a Facade if he does go for the sub right here, which he does.
Yes, it is coming in.
So that's pretty much the best play he could have gone for. If he went for close combat, he would have been at a much worse situation than he is right now, but right now he's free to just fire off Facades, and the only thing that can actually come in on the Facade on Brian's team is the Steelix, and Steelix obviously doesn't come in very well on the close combats, so
Mm-mm.
he's pretty free
Well, at this
to...
point, Owen could actually just set up an SD right now
I
and
mean,
make
he
sure
can't set up
that
an S.
he gets
He
the
can't
kill
really set up an
versus.
SD because of the scarf in the back, so he wouldn't really be able to, like, he'd just be losing more health. I think from the. I mean, he could SD and then Facade there, but like he wouldn't get damage off onto the. He'd either get, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was gonna say, like, he'd either get a kill or like he wouldn't. Like, it would be, he's gonna, at the end of the day, he's doing the same thing right here, right? Just killing the Florges or getting damage off on stuff. And if he
Well, that's
SD, then he wouldn't
well, that's the thing.
get the
If he
damage off on the
went
Florges.
for the SD,
Like,
if he went for the SD,
say he SD'd, he broke the sub, then Owen could have kept, sorry, Brian could have kept Florges, sacked something else if he wanted. Like, it would have
or
given
Brian
Brian
could
the
do the
opportunity
same
to sack
thing.
whatever he wanted. And in this place, he would have been taking 50% of Florges, and then if he wanted to switch, he'd also be taking damage. So, I don't know. Um, I have a bit of a stutter, I suppose you could say, but off to a really good start. So a really nice play by Owen actually nets him a pretty free kill, so that's really nice. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is sub Dragon Dance. A lot of things on both players' teams have substitute. I know the men's has it, I know the Heracross has it, I know the Superior has it as well. I think those are the only, quote-unquote, only things with substitute, but you know, it's enough to mention, I suppose. So it's a very interesting
No,
set.
doesn't Tornadus T have substitute too?
Does it? I
Isn't
thought it
that
was
it?
agility. Is
I
it agility
believe that.
sub?
It's a
Yeah,
sub
it is. It
agility,
is.
I
Yeah, it
believe.
is agility sub. So my apologies there. It is agility substitute. So yeah, a lot of definitely a lot of things with substitute right here. It's a good move. It's a very nice move, especially for the offense that Owen is bringing and the kind of unpredictable and hard to switch in coverage and stab moves just on the Pokemon he is bringing. So we do have the Steelium Z Salamence coming
Yeah,
right here.
at this point, I would say that I would say that uh, I don't think Heracross does that much going forward.
I like Heracross
So
to check Steelix a little bit better. So
yeah,
and I
but
mean, at the end of
Steelix
the
could
day,
be taken.
it gets a kill on the Steelix, which is just going to be kind of a nice thing, just in the back to know, right? Like it's gonna get a lot of damage off when it's in versus the Steelix. But like I said, like you said rather, this
Oh yeah, that's true.
the
I don't know.
Heracross
Like just
is
going from like a more offensive standpoint, like you could see. Oh, here we go.
yeah. I mean, this is Alomomola. Why would you sack when you do have the Alomomola? Now, as we know, actually, this is sub, so he could actually this could actually be something he sets up on right here, which is an interesting thing in itself to say. It's Steelium, right? Yeah, so his substitutes are going to be limited, but I mean, substitute isn't going to be breaking the sub anytime soon, so he's pretty free to set up right here as much as he wants. I mean, that is the looking at kind of stall, not really stall specifically, but more defensively oriented, less Pokemon that have less offensive presence. They're on the latter, they're a lot easier to get value out of because you don't prepare specifically for a single Pokemon like you could right here. But when you go into League, if you know you're going to go against an Alomomola, you can orient your Pokemon that would, in a ladder scenario, get kind of 1v1 by the Alomomola, and you can adjust your set in a way that is going to beat that defensively oriented Pokemon, whether it's through setup, through substitute, through taunt, through a lot of different ways. And as you see right here, he does go for the substitute. Scald isn't going to be breaking that anytime soon, so he is, as we see, going to be forced to switch right here. But the Salamence has the Dragon Dance up. The Salamence has the Corkscrew Crash, which definitely could be coming out right here. And that's no joke, to be honest, right here. Now, no item is shown. We know no item is shown. This is League. If no item is shown, that means it's a berry or it's a Z move. So Owen does have to play a little bit carefully about that. Fun thing about Z moves that everyone always loves talking about with Z moves is if you predict it wrong, you lose a Pokemon. If you predict it right, they lose an item. So it's an interesting scenario right here. He could try to bait out the Corkscrew Crash if he is under the assumption that it is that. He could be under the assumption that it's Flying EMZ as well, which is also, of course, an option. But the Salamence, even though it's behind a sub, the Salamence is pressured to not per se go for another Dragon Dance right here, predicting maybe Owen scouting for the Z move because Hyper Voice is going to be going out through the
Oh,
sub.
and
So
the scout does happen.
he does as I just said, he is able to bait out the Z move. So which is yeah, that's the thing about Z moves. High risk, high reward. Very very high reward in a lot of scenarios. In that scenario, it was very high risk as well. So Owen is able to take advantage of that. Is able to predict that quite nicely and. This is going to give this element another Dragon Dance if it wants to go for it, which it most likely will want to go for. It's
You know, I honestly wouldn't go for another Dragon Dance. I would just predict him to
I mean the
either
sub's not
stay
going
in,
to
go
this.
for a wish, and I would Dragon Claw here, or if you want to go for a wish, then you could DD,
I mean the
or
sub's
if
not
you
going to
want to
break.
say that he's going to go for the, he's just going to go right back into Sylveon. He could just
Yeah,
go
well I
for the
mean
Iron Tail right there
the sub's
and try to get that pick.
I think going for Dragon Dance accomplishes all of the above, rather in a sense. I don't think Owen's like specifically EV.
Oh,
Actually, it might be. It's max defense Sylveon, right? So, oh, that's so annoying. I was gonna say it's max
well,
defense Sylveon, so like it's potentially EV to live that.
and here comes the Icicle Spear. Ooh, look at all
It
that
gets three,
damage.
so that's a little bit. That's a little bit unfortunate, I suppose. That is what happens when you play around with that. I was gonna say like Sylvia might be EV'd specifically to live, specifically hit a benchmark on the Salamence at +2 or something of the sort. Yeah, very. That's actually really unfortunate with the miss rate there because this is one of the only things that doesn't care about having the sub up. that being that in the Sylveon. So yeah, definitely really unfortunate. You have to say that is the game we play. That is the game we play in Pokemon.
Yes, it is.
But it's always kind of sad to see. And as we see, that is definitely what the prep was there for, the Icicle Spear being there for what would most likely be either a substitute Mence or a Yachi Berry Mence or anything along the lines of that. So this comes in, the Alomomola is still an omnipresent, and not omnipresent, just a presence in the back, I suppose you could say. And as we saw in the first turn, just having the Alomomola in the back is enough to threaten you from going for Fire-type moves. Which is just an interesting relationship as well, with having something as defensively threatening as Alomomola in your team lineup. Which, of course, speaking of, that's exactly what is going to come out right here. Steelix is oriented specifically to beat the Alomomola. It's a block. It's a pretty interesting set. Where is it? I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, it's a block toxic rest set. So it's oriented specifically to beat the Alomomola, I would assume. It's got enough special defense, 152 with a plus special defense nature to take on the Alomomola, to trap it and to kill it. I suppose you could look at it like that. But in all honesty, it kind of seems like the damage has kind of already been done. We're already looking at two Pokemon down. We are already looking at the Alomomola being able to take on a lot of the threats right here. But in all honesty, on that note, another kind of interesting thing about kind of Brian's team, as it's bringing kind of a lot of different setup opportunities. So kind of the interesting thing here is that even though he lost one of his major win conditions with the Salamence, just having the a Diggersby that could potentially set up, having the Manaphy that could potentially set up, having the Steelix that could potentially kind of trap and
Stall
kill
out.
things. What?
To stall out.
Yeah, exactly. Just having those, it makes it that it still has the possibility of winning on their own. Like, Salamence has the option to win on its own. Diggersby has the option to win on its own. Alomomola, not so much, as it's more of a defensively oriented Pokemon. I suppose you could say. Uh, what's your take on this right here? What's your take on the? Would you give a slight? Would you give an advantage in any direction right here?
Um, right now it's kind of hard to say. Like it kind of
I know it's
sucks
funny
with.
saying because it is a four versus five scenario right here. Oh my god, that took that too well. But
God.
anyway, sorry, continue.
Uh, I will after that turn. I would definitely say it's more in Owen's terms or
100%, yeah.
Owen's area because
Oh, that's
he just
why.
at basically he just got rid of three scary setup sweepers because Florgus had Calm Mind. You saw Salmons had DD. This Manaphy has Tail Glow,
Yeah.
but
I didn't
if
realize
the
how
Superior
little
comes
special
out,
attack
then
investment he had. I was expecting that to kill because I
mhm.
didn't realize how little special attack investment he had, but I
And
suppose.
on top of that, the 56 EVs and HP on the Heracross must have helped out there too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's gotta
But
be a.
like going here, uh, we do have the Sylveon is Calm Mind, and it's Baton
Yeah,
Pass,
oh yeah,
so
yeah. We
it
gotta
could.
mention that. We gotta mention that.
Mhm.
That's a really cool thing. I was impressed by that. I'm impressed by both of these players' teams. They're all very fun teams. They're all very interesting teams. I like the look of them all. So Superior is of course going to be able to get the +2 boost rate here if it so wants. It could go for sub if it wants just to go for it. There's not really a need in the first place to go for it, so we're most likely just going to be seeing the Leaf Storm, seeing the boost coming out. We are going to be seeing the Rindo Berry in action. Obviously, it's not going to matter at this amount of HP, but it is going to show off the set, which is something that you always like to do at the very least with the with the sets. Yeah, just being the fact that it lived the surf, that was pretty big. That was really big. I think that's just another nail in the coffin for Brian right here. Just the fact that it lived that surf. I think if it was able to kill off the Heracross with that surf, the game would be a little bit shifted, a little bit closer to kind of a even playing field, I suppose you could say. I mean, you do still have the Alomomola in the back, which does check a lot of things, but Manaphy being kind of Manaphy, I suppose, and the other potential setup sweepers that he has in the back, it would have been closer to an even playing field, and as
Yeah,
opposed to
for
right
sure.
now, which seems very one-sided at the moment.
Yeah, like the one problem we have here is like at this point, Brian's basically one offensive mon that you could say for if you really want to say for Ala Momola is just his stally kind of a Steelix, and that even that's not
Right.
that much of a. It's going to take some time,
So as I kind of
and
said,
we
we do
do
see the
see
sub
this
come in,
up here, which
which is like I said, I don't disagree with that. I can see that happening. It's not like you need to be at 100% after, of course, you are going to be taking 2 rounds of leftovers in the first place on the Manaphy. So it's not as if you really 100% needed it in the first place. So I can stand by. I can understand that play. Because at the end of the day, it covers a few options. I think Brian really in the Brian would have, I suppose, benefited a lot if he came in on a Leaf Storm right there, because he would have had a sack, which is really nice because, as we know, this is Choice Scarf Darminitan. So he's going to have, I mean, it would have been really nice just to keep the sack right there, which he's not going to be able to keep. As you see right here, this basically is what would have happened. He's at 88%, but he guarantees that he's not leaving Brian with a sack right here. Because right here, this is an interesting situation as well. Because now that he doesn't have the sack with Manaphy, he has to. The only thing he can really bring on right here, in on the Superior, is the Darmanitan. And what likes to come in on the Darmanitan? Alomomola. And Alomomola, that's not something you ever want to be forced to really switch into as well. Especially because since we're considering the fact that all 3 Pokemon are weak to water, which isn't really that relevant because Alomomola is so weak, but you can't let Diggersby get burned. You can't just stay in with your Darmanitan on the Alomomola. So you'd have to, in general, be going hard into the Steelix. So that's actually the play that you
I
had to
like this
make.
play.
That's exactly what you
Brian
had to do.
needed this right now,
That's
and
exactly what I had to do. I completely understand that, and like I said, he really had to make that play in the first place. And in all honesty, when you think of it, Steelix actually does really quite well against, or rather, this Steelix set does really quite well against pretty much the remainder of Owen's team. When you really think of it, I mean,
the only problem I could possibly see here is the Fire MZ
oh
heat wave
no,
that
no,
we
I thought he was
have.
gonna block. Oh, that's unfortunate. If he went for block right there, that would have been. Oh, I'm sad he didn't go for block. I think that. Wait, if he goes for block now it's good. Okay, wait. This is good. This is really good because he.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually really good. I can stand by this. This is good. Depending on yeah, okay, he goes for a rest, so that is the right play. So this is fairly good for Brian because he can get the Toxic off on Mola and he can actually beat the Alomomola 1v1. And it's going to depend on what turn the Alomomola is going to end up dying. That's going to kind of determine how favorable the situation is for Brian. If his Steelix is still relative. Oh, Owen. Oh, Owen.
Owen's kind of just figuring it out right
Oh,
now.
you fool. So, like I said, if Steelix is going to be healthy enough that it's going to be, it's going to be able to be. I mean, at the end of the day, he can't hit Torrent, so I guess that is kind of interesting enough to say. But it would be nice to be able to get a Toxic off on the Torrent, and well, actually, Superior can sub on this, so whatever I said is wrong. Take that back.
Yeah.
But still, at the end of the day, you're getting really a low Mola, and that is going to be giving a lot
This is
less pressure onto the Darminitan, which is going to be really nice.
100%. It's like with if this all goes to perfect plan and this Alamomola goes down to this toxic rest block, uh,
Combination.
yeah,
Wombo combo.
combination here, then our Manatan has a very much easier road
It
to
has an
sweep
easier
through.
road. It still has some roadblocks. It does still have to be a little bit leery of, well, things living his hits, rather, because, I mean, you're taking recoil every time you attack, so if things live your hit and you're taking recoil, then after that taking another hit, you're not going to be around. You're not going to be around for very long. And as we know, this is kind of his best way, I suppose, of dealing with this the superior. I mean, it's interesting because like he has to deal with. He does have the he does have the focus sash Diggersby, right? So if
Yes,
he
he
can get the
does.
agility up, that's going to be interesting. If he can get a few things off, it's going to be interesting. A lot of things to consider, I suppose. Oh, I
And
thought it
there,
was curse. Oh, yo, can you imagine that? That would have actually been pretty. I mean, actually, that wouldn't work. Because if we already saw
Superior would
we
just.
saw no, we saw the earthquake. So if it was last move curse, then it wouldn't touch the Torn, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, technically, this still can't touch Torn.
well, I mean, you can burn it, which is an interesting enough thing. Owen told me he might change his Z move, so we don't know if it's Supersonic Sky Strike or Inferno. We don't know which one of the two it is. Right now, it's Fire Emblem Z. But
Yes, that's what I have. That's what he sent me for sure.
well, I sent that to you. What are you talking about? Oh, did you get it
No,
from
he
him
sent
too?
he sent me he sent me it too.
Okay, okay. So it is Fire Emblem. So yeah, this Steelix is probably gonna get cooked, I suppose. Uh, I don't think Curse would have won. Well, actually, no, it would have PP stalled the
No.
Alomomola. So, I mean, because I was gonna say like you have to choose between Steel move and Ground move, and Steel move like at +6 still wouldn't do anything to Alomomola, and um, Superior would be able to get damage into the Fire MZ, right? So,
Jaguar
Yeah.
présente sa nouvelle
huh?
génération de véhicules.
What's that in the back?
Construit en aluminium léger pour optimiser
Oh
les
my god, no!
performances.
The advertisements!
Connecté comme jamais.
Oh my
grâce à
god.
des technologies
What is
Mhm.
this? Sigh, okay. So I didn't know
Re-
Challenge just spams us with these disgusting advertisements. But yeah.
But yeah,
It
so
was about some kind
I
of car.
mean, with this, Brian really needed this, and he's
Yeah, the
doing the
fact that
right
Owen let
thing.
him trap
He's
it
doing the
is.
right thing. That, as much as it may be a little bit annoying, it is definitely the right thing
Oh
for
no,
sure.
undoubtedly. The fact that Owen let him trap it is really really nice. But I mean, obviously you're not going to be predicting the block, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And
I
there
mean,
goes another rest, and
at the end of the day, he's going to be. I think he might. This might actually. How's this going to turn out? He's
I
going to take
think this
20%.
next
He's
turn.
going to take a sleep turn. Lone Mola is going to be down to 1%.
Oh,
He's going to take another sleep turn, and he's going to wake up next turn. And Lone Mola is going to die. So
if this is a Fire Emblem Z,
it is Fire MZ. He's going to have to go for it right here, though. And I mean, makes sense. There's no. Oh wait.
oh,
Oh wait. He subbed. That's right. What am I saying? Oh yo, that's actually pretty. That's actually pretty hot. Owen's just dropping a
GG.
GG.
God.
Oh my god. I hope he goes for the agility. Because he knows the full set, so he actually can go for the agility.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
Look at
at the
that.
end of the
And
day,
now
we
he has
are
to rely on a
still we
focus.
are
He has to rely
still
on this.
talking about Hurricane, right? So,
He
yeah.
has to rely on a hurricane hit. Or he
Is
goes.
Inferno? Oh no! Wait,
Oh,
he
he
did
changed
change.
it.
He
He
did change it.
changed it. God. This man.
All right, all right. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna miss Hurricane right here, and he's gonna miss 2 Hurricanes as Diggersby goes for the attack and then the agility.
Oh,
Okay,
there's one.
insane. Okay, he's gonna go for a Hurricane again. He's gonna miss it. That's pretty cool though. So yeah, he changed it last minute to Supersonic Sky Strike, which is pretty nice. I mean, we all know that Steelix is completely walled by this Torn set because he can sub and Steelix can't actually deal damage to this. Actually, I wonder how much Heatwave does to Steelix. To be honest,
Probably enough to kill, to be honest.
well, I mean like it's spit F, so it's I don't think it's gonna kill. But like, what if it does like. No, it's not. I was gonna say like, what if it does like nothing and like somehow Steelix like stalls it out or something? No, that would be pretty funny. But yeah, Heatwave is gonna be
God.
able to. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that does too
at least
much.
it does. At
No, it
least
does
it
too
doesn't
much. I was gonna
auto.
say like, if it like randomly did like 20% and you just like stalled it out, stalled out the heat waves. But very very fun game, very interesting game. Exactly what I would expect from both players in terms of the type of sets that they brought. It was a fun game though. A few annoying things that
I
happened,
think
I suppose.
I think you could definitely say that even though with the unfortunate Iron Tail miss, which would have actually mattered, and some of the other stuff, I think that you could definitely tell that this was in fact a playoff caliber game.
Oh, for sure, for sure. This is 100%, 100% a great game. Both players are. I stand by that both players are exceptional players in their tier, and it was a great game. I enjoyed it. I hope all of you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back for the next playoff game.